What was once practically unthinkable has now come to pass.
Breaking news. Longtime Fox News star Bill O'Reilly is out.
Fired overnight after an investigation into growing claims that he sexually harassed female workers.
It was an embarrassing end to a 20-year run.
Look, this wasn't the first Bill O'Reilly scandal. It wasn't even the first Bill O'Reilly sexual harassment scandal. But this time, it just felt different. There was this immediate sense that he might not be able to survive. On April 1st, the New York Times reported that multiple women had been paid millions of dollars in settlements after accusing Bill O'Reilly of sexual harassment. That established a clear pattern of alleged behavior, all of which he denies, by the way. But it also says something about how much has changed both within the halls of Fox News and beyond. People once thought Bill O'Reilly was invincible. He wasn't, and here's why. Let's go back to 2004. O'Reilly ruled cable news.
O'Reilly, #1 in cable news.
But in the fall of that year, a young producer named Andrea Macris filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against him. This is Benedict Morelli, Macris's attorney.
It was phone calls in the middle of the night and many sexual things said by Mr. O'Reilly to my client.
And just use your vibrator to blow off steam.
Now, this was a major story at the time. The biggest star in cable news caught on tape allegedly masturbating to one of his employees.
Weird, I don't know. Hello.
Conan, Bill O'Reilly from the O'Reilly Fact.
So how did Fox and O'Reilly react? They circled the wagons, and they attacked. They attacked Macris on air.
And now what we're going to do as investigators now is take her credibility and show the court, if it ever goes there, her credibility falling apart.
They are threatening me. They are trying to intimidate me. Yes, I'm rattled.
They attacked her in the courtroom.
They sued me personally. They sued Andrea Macris.
Extortion is a very, very serious thing.
Meanwhile, the New York Post, another Rupert Murdoch-owned outlet, trashed Macris. They called her a lunatic and implied that she was an alcoholic. Eventually, the two sides settled. Macris was paid millions, but as part of the agreement, she was effectively
Are you satisfied with what the terms of the settlement?
I can't say anything else, but I do appreciate everybody.
As for the factor, well, it stayed on top.
Caution. You are about to enter the no spin zone.
Until now.
The face of Fox News is out.
What happened? What exactly transpired between 2004 and today? The most significant difference? Roger Ailes, the now disgraced former Fox News chairman, is gone.
Roger Ailes has resigned. He stepped down today in the wake of a sexual harassment scandal.
The sequence of events was triggered by a sexual harassment lawsuit filed by Gretchen Carlson.
At one point, not that long ago, Ailes could dispatch a legion of surrogates to defend an embattled star.
When you file these frivolous lawsuits and you think you're going to get people who are well-known to give you money for garbage like this, we're going to investigate you. We're going to uncover things that we've already about your life, so you're wide open right now. So beware, people.
Yeah, but
now, in 2017, Ailes wasn't there to orchestrate a counteroffensive. But let's back up for a second. In order to understand why O'Reilly was fired this time, you have to understand how attitudes surrounding sexual harassment have changed. Consider the example of Bill Cosby.
The fall from grace of a living American legend 50 years in the making.
Constant was the first woman to publicly come forward accusing Cosby. Since then, some 50 women have alleged similar sexual assaults over a period of 4 decades.
Here's a guy who's one of the most beloved cultural figures, a comedic icon. But the rape allegations that triggered Cosby's fall from grace didn't come out of nowhere. These allegations had been made against him for years, but it wasn't until 2014 when a post on Gawker and a performance by the comedian Hannibal Buress gave the allegations new life.
I don't curse on stage. Well, yeah, you're a rapist, so...
None of these accusations is new, but they made headlines once again after comedian Hannibal Buress called Bill Cosby a rapist last month during his stand-up routine.
And after these allegations resurfaced, a number of companies decided that Cosby was suddenly too radioactive.
NBC canceled plans for a Bill Cosby sitcom.
Netflix postponed the launch of the new stand-up comedy special.
The fall of Cosby and O'Reilly provide clear evidence that powerful men, whether they be comedians or cable news giants, can't simply hunker down and ride out these scandals like they used to. And that shift has given activists more power to hold the powerful accountable. This is Rashad Robinson,
Executive Director of Color of Change.
In 2009, they wrote the playbook on how to take down a cable news star.
Welcome to the Glenn Beck program.
America Tonight, I ask you to watch this program with an open mind.
Well, Glenn Beck had been going on a lot of wild goose chases, but then he went on the air and he called President Obama a racist.
This guy is, I believe, a racist. Look at the way, look at the things that he has been surrounded by.
The group's strategy: target the ad dollars.
We started reaching out to advertisers behind the scenes. Then at the same time, we started reaching out to our hundreds of thousands of members, signaling sort of a public campaign, saying that we would want to go after advertisers, but we were trying to give them an opportunity to leave beforehand. One by one, we would start having this domino effect of advertisers deciding that it was no longer worth it to stay with the Glenn Beck show.
Eventually, the only advertisements on Beck's show looked like this.
Everywhere I turn, people are talking about gold prices.
Less Lexus, more call now for this limited time offer. By 2011, Fox News didn't think Glenn Beck was worth it, and they let him go. That advertising boycott was unquestionably a factor. Now, in 2017, with Oreilly's accusations front and center, groups like Color of Change knew exactly what to do.
Advertisers are pulling away from Bill O'Reilly's show.
20 major advertisers, including Allstate, BMW, T. Rowe Price, have pulled ads from the O'Reilly factor.
The bottom line, O'Reilly's scandals now hurt the Murdoch's bottom line. And that's due in part to the changes both at Fox and throughout society.
If your behavior is so pervasive and dangerous that it makes people not want to work at the organization, that it makes advertisers flee, then it's doing a whole bunch of other things that have to make those in charge sit up and listen.
Corporations and people with power care about money. Until it hits them with their shareholders or in the pocketbook or in their market cap, they don't change.
In a previous era, like, say, Fox News circa 2004, Bill O'Reilly might well have survived. But these days, not even the most powerful man in cable news can avoid being held accountable.